I'll do what I can to slow the launch sequence. There's something inside the ship, a presence, fighting back. For a Covenant construct, it's unusually formidable.
What is that?
So, what exactly is this doing here? Halo 2 has some pretty interesting things for the player to look at in the distance, such as this. Less interesting and more questionable, such as this. Why are you green? And even weirder things out of bounds. So, fun fact about this random triangle of level geometry. This is what the community referred to as a Tri-Gate, in that there had to have been some way to activate it, and once activated, it could take you, well, somewhere. Where it takes you is not known, and never will be known, because this doesn't actually do anything. One theory on how to activate the gate would be to press this floating button on a completely different mission. Looking through the scenario data on the map, we can figure out that this button is supposed to activate an elevator, well, an elevator that no longer exists, and it is spawned at these specific coordinates. Keep these in mind, because they'll be important later. So, something worth mentioning is that there are two other buttons on this mission that also have a set of coordinates that can't be seen normally. Now, keep in mind that this will also be important as well. So, as you are probably aware by now, as of a few weeks ago, there was a pretty major leak containing a bunch of beta content for all of the Bungie-era Halo games, and importantly, for the purpose of this video, it contains a very early version of the High Charity mission. So after spending way too much time trying to learn how Halo's modding tools work, I was finally able to import the mission into Sapien, which is the tool used to basically place objects around the map and also simulate how the mission would play out. Within the first minute of playing this early version of High Charity, we come across the first button. Now, if we look into the giant circular pit, we can see that this is where the gravity lift would normally go in the final game. However, at this point in development, Bungie probably didn't program the gravity lift to work in time, so they used this button to activate a lift located right next to it as a placeholder. We can also see the coordinates of this button line up with one of the unused buttons in the files of the final mission. The layout of this is actually pretty interesting. I won't go that far into the details of it, but one interesting thing is we get to see an early version of one of the cutscene rooms in the final game. So after flying through a few more rooms, we come across the second button, and once again the coordinates line up. by the way, this whole area is really weird. As we finish walking through this strange area, we come across the final button. Notice that the screen flashes blue. That's because the game's trying to kill me for some reason. However, I have invincibility enabled. It's just kind of weird. So on the third and final switch, if we compare the coordinates, we can see that this is the exact floating switch that is visible in the final mission. So after many, many years of wondering what this button used to do, we finally have the level geometry for where it once stood. As for where the elevator takes you, well, I'll let you witness this in real time. So this is an early version of this area from the final game. And as we walk through it, we see, once again, another early room. However, something interesting is this lift takes you down instead of up. And as we go down, we load into we load into another BSP that doesn't have a proper transition area, so we have to manually spawn ourselves in. However, if I take the camera, you can see that this is a very early version of the cut Warthog run, and this stretches pretty far. So that's really it for this video. I'm not really good at ending videos, and I don't really have much left to say about this mission. However, I will say that there is about 80 to 90 gigabytes of content that leaked. I can't link to it for obvious reasons, and Microsoft seems to be sending strikes to any channels showing content from this leak. However, it's very weird what content they're striking and not striking. For example, any videos showing the cut Halo 3 missions will get striked. However, I've seen multiple videos of the Halo 1 E3 2000 build just up, and some of them have a lot of views and they still haven't been removed. I don't know what Microsoft's stance is on Halo 2 content. However, if this video disappears, you'll know why.